Computer. Okay, what you did well, and I'm just was wondering, did you have the lines like right in front of you, like on the computer, so you could still look down at them?
Oh, sorry, you froze up on me.
Oh, okay, just the lines. You seem to be off book pretty well. Did you have the lines like in front of you in a way that you could see them?
Oh, yeah, for
Well, that
sure.
worked really well, you know, and I think that's a really great lesson for all of you. Uh, you know, anytime you have an audition or you know what I hear all the time, and of course this why the world won't go back to normal and actors will audition and you know you know this is not all for naught. It probably feels like it right now, but eventually once everyone starts auditioning again, that's a really great thing to remember, that if you do you know you start doing your own video auditions. Can everyone mute themselves except for Susanna, please? Thank you. um, so it's really important to have your eye line down and to not go to the page, and so just by putting your lines wherever you put them, it seemed to just keep your eye line in focus. So that was really nice. So
Sorry, you were freezing up again. You said by not putting your lines down. Sorry, you
well,
froze.
here's the thing. What happens a lot of times when actors do cold readings, you know, you'll see this. They'll have their lines, you know. Well, a couple of things that they do that are big mistakes. They'll either go like this, you know, and it's like, okay, well, we see the top of your head. That's not going to do. Or they'll go like this and cover their faces partially, and that's not good either. Or we'll see them actually reading, and they'll be so, what's your name, Ben? And then they'll look up. And you don't ever want to say the line into the page. So wherever you were putting your lines worked perfectly, because I couldn't see them at all. And it actually appeared as if you had memorized them.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's really,
maybe
really
it's the computer that helps
no,
with that.
well, it worked really well. And so whatever you did, just remember that and do it again. Because that's probably oh, that's just one of the biggest challenges with doing a cold reading, is where do you put the lines? How do you make sure they don't seam, et cetera? So
You're
that worked
freezing up again.
really well. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I can see, can you see me? My work.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So having said that, where'd you feel on? Where'd you feel off?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Well, what was your scene objective? You had a lot of really great moments here.
You know, when my scene objective, when I thought about it, it was going to be like to kind of get to know him,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't really have that in place.
Oh, okay. Did you have substitution in place?
No, I did not.
Well, well, let's work on those, because I think the thing, what really worked for me was you were very believable as this character. You know, there was something, you know, very friendly about you, very approachable about you. And it did say you engaged him very well at the top, you know, with Sir, by flying this flight. That was very entertaining. You saved all our jobs. I like that. And then when you said, I'm really tired, and then you talk about Louisville, I think that was great. And it was right about here that I did right. You know, what is your scene objective? Because I don't know that I was real sure about that. Okay, so you know, the thing about a cold reading, and you know, for everybody, it's really challenging, because I sent this to you today, like at 5 o'clock or so. I mean, it was early, or not. I mean, it's late. Is the lines can sometimes be extremely challenging, but then you know, you don't have the time to go through all the tools that we use and really break it down, you know, all, you know, 12, 13 tools. But the ones that you have to really be mindful of are your scene objective, your obstacles, your beats and actions. If you have the time, definitely throw in a substitution. And one of the things that helps so much with not only cold readings, but also your scene work, is if you can ask the question, you know, what is my character's primary emotion? And I think that you had that down really well. I mean, there was just a cheerfulness to you that I think, you know, I mean, hopefully most flight attendants try to incorporate that. So I really like that. I liked, you said something later about, oh, I don't know what it was about. Did you say something about commuting or communication, or
Let me see.
I don't know what I wrote. It was right before 2 a.m.
Right before 2 a.m.
What was it?
Oh, having this conversation.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I'll tell you
that
now.
That was good. I like that too. And then a little bit like, listening, talk to you, all of that. That was really closer. That was closer. But I think that another challenge in a cold reading is, you know how I often say in scenes, you want to be sure that you're talking to a person and not at them. Does
Okay.
everyone know that?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, those are two very different things. If we're talking to a person, it means that the response is important to us. All right. And you have to check in with them. And again, that's really, it's extremely difficult doing a cold reading. You just have a reader there with you, or the setup that we have here where, the person you're reading with is this big. But you still want to be sure that you check into it with them and see how they're responding. And of course, they may not give you anything. So you have to imagine that you know how they're responding. And I think in this particular scene, I think the hottest choice is going to be for you to notice. And actually, you tell me, just from what you know, the movie and the scene, what do you think is going to be the hottest choice in terms of how he's doing, how he's feeling?
I take it as he's kind of feeling bummed out.
He
It sounds like
is.
he got fired. He broke up with his girlfriend. Now he's going to see his dad, and you don't know what the relationship there is. I think
Yeah.
we saw this movie a long time ago, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah. So just in terms of the job that you have at hand, in terms of the, just sort of, comforting him and maybe, yeah, just being a friendly face, a friendly voice is takes on a little bit more importance. But and at the same time, you have to handle the situation delicately, because you don't want to come on, too strong. And even though, I don't get a sense that there's a lot of other people sitting around you. You're still on an airplane, and you have to be mindful that, there might be other people that you don't want to wake up. I liked when you said son of a Mitch and Phil's are this way and that way. But even the line like you and your girlfriend is, I want you to check in with him a little bit more to, to me, clearly that the action on that is to find out if he's got a girlfriend. She's doing some fishing here. And then, uh, yeah. Oh, I like Claire, by the way. I think that was nice too. So for a cold reading, Suzanne, it was really, really great. And I think if we just make those adjustments, especially in terms of the substitution and really committing to the scene objective, that's going to help a lot. It's funny because like all of you, I'm trying to get used to this format too. And there were certain scenes last week that I noticed, and I thought that is so strange that the scenes actually felt more intimate than they normally do in a class situation, which was surprising because I think in terms of like putting up your fourth wall and looking at the computer screen and trying to forget that you have these other faces looking at you, that's really hard. But there were certain scenes, somehow they pulled it off, and I thought, well, that's yay, it can be done. It was real validating that, if you put everything in place, we can still get that sense of authenticity and intimacy. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. And I know you have to leave because Ali has to do
Yeah, I
something. Huh?
gotta get him on his open mic.
Okay. So for next week, let's go ahead and do this again with those changes, and we'll see how that looks. Okay. So get it memorized. That'll help a lot too. Ready? Okay. Thank you. All right. Next in line, Magda. Dominique, can you be her reader? I know Dominique did the scene last week with Kevin. Let's see, I'm going to unmute you. Oops. Magda, can you unmute yourself? And then Dominique, make sure you unmute yourself.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Can you email me the script again?
Kelly?
Oh, I can. Yes, I can. Hold on one second. Let me find it here. Scene.
Yeah.
Paper.
You have the link?
Yeah, I think you guys shredded already.